Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a stretch with all the way back to 2020 with the Olympics being postponed, so it's been, yeah, even longer than 4 years with majors. And so yeah, it's this year we'll be doing my honeymoon. My wife and I skipped our honeymoon this past year, and so we're working on scheduling that after the end of this season. It's a little bit tough because she's a medical resident, she's a doctor, so my career kind of revolves around hers a little bit. We moved to Nashville this past year for her residency, so it'll be nice to get honeymoon finally after a little over almost a year.
A question for everyone, and I'll start with you, Ryan. Most outrageous ambition for 2026 on and off the track, or in your case, on and off the circle?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, for me, it's still the focus is on 2028, even in 2026. The second half of my career at this point, and so the timeline or horizon stretches out a little bit farther, and so focusing still on that. So that's where a lot of my ambitions are. I would say off the track, I've got the biggest portion of it, like ambitions for the year done with the move to Nashville, setting up a new training center, and doing a lot of the construction work to build myself. So yeah, setting up a 5,000 square foot training center and having multiple, I think we've got 4 Olympians training there, as well as another Olympic gold medalist for Project Kona that I coach. So that feels like the big hurdle that I've gotten over in the first half of 2026. So now it's a little easier taking off the construction and hard hat and just being an athlete.
And what about the World Shot Put Series? How do you see it grow?
Yeah, so World Shot Put Series, we already have one successful event in Drake, here in Des Moines with Drake Relays. We have another big one coming up here July 10th in Memphis. So that's an exciting one for me because we'll be on Beale Street in the bar district in Memphis. And so the big thing with World Shot Put Series is it brings the sport to people that wouldn't conventionally see track and field events. And what we struggle with as a sport is conveying how good we are at what we do. You watch the World Champs, to the average spectator, they see first place at the World Champ being good and number 8 in the world as being bad. They don't realize how many standard deviations first and 8th are from the average person. We do an open ring, put the line at about 6 meters, and less than half people can throw 6 meters. So when they see someone come out and throw 20, 21, 22 meters, it's absolutely mind-blowing because you're throwing 3 times farther than the average person can't throw. So that's a passion project of mine, and I have to remind myself that I'm an athlete first, and I'm not necessarily a construction worker as well as a meat promoter, so I definitely have to manage that side. When I'm done being an athlete, that's I think when World Shot Series will really put on a 10, 12 meet series and grow as a true series or league. But it's a fun passion project right now.
For some, this might be considered like an off year. What does Golden Gala Rome, the Diamond League circuits, and this season in general, present to you in terms of opportunities to train what you want to train? So for you, Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be here, excited to compete. I feel like I'm kind of trending upwards coming off this last competition, so just another opportunity to compete, and it's a fantastic stadium. I mean, we always joke that it's the most beautiful warm-up track in the world, and so to compete in a stadium in a city that has so much history around our sport is really one thing that I'm always excited to come to Rome for. And at the time of the year, where it's just exciting to see self-improvement. So I haven't had a fantastic start to the year, but to see new season's best is a good feeling, and coming off injury, just gaining confidence, it feels like a refreshing start to a time in the sport where this year really doesn't have the significance of a major. So just seeing that self-improvement has been good, and excited to compete in Rome against a fantastic field, Fabry, as well as, we have all of the top guys in the world here, so it should be a good competition.
Ryan, your physical issues are behind you now, almost?
Yeah, almost. I think, trying to get on top of it or past it. It's a combination now of both mental and physical. I mean, you throw or train hurt for a long time, you build a lot of neural patterns that your body instinctively tries to protect itself, and so It's a combination of repatterning my brain to be confident in my throw, and a lot of the like bad habits that you make when you're throwing, of trying to protect it. So you get small and you know it's going to hurt, and so you do here, but then I don't finish on the ball as well, so it ends up hurting the elbow again. So it's kind of breaking that pattern, which can be very difficult. But I feel like the high intensity throws in the last couple competitions has helped because it brings a level of intensity that it's difficult to replicate in training. So it feels like it's moving at least in the right direction now. So I'll finish out this tour here in Rome and then go home and kind of reevaluate and see how the rest of the season looks. But it's been good just getting back out and competing again, seeing my friends, as well as just finding that intensity that it's as you get older, it's harder to replicate that in training.
Yeah. And in the press conference, you mentioned your series because that's a big project, and it's very important for shot putters. So
I think it's something that I have mixed feelings. I mean, I really enjoy it. I wish I had more time to dedicate to it, but it's a fine line between still being an athlete in the sport, which has a much shorter timeline than being a meet promoter. So, to be honest, the events have been more successful because there's a lot of opportunities now that different cities, different events want to have World Shot Put Series. So it's a bit frustrating that I have to down-regulate it and say, oh, we can't do it right now, because there's definitely an opportunity for lots and lots of growth and lots of events. So it has me excited for the future, but a little bit disappointed just in the meantime because I have to say no to so many fantastic events.
yeah, great. Well, it's great to have you back and to know that you're feeling better. You're not struggling with the pain all the time.
Yeah, getting better. So one day at a time.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan.
Yep, you're welcome.